Hi merfolk, we're back. So I am shooting a dry shoot with Fathom Underwater this Saturday. I am so stoked. We rented out an entire studio space with a bathtub and all these cool elements that we'll get to use. However, the tops that I have are a lot more modern than what the average person would consider mermaid-esque. However, the shell tops that most people have are too skimpy for me. I don't wear things that I don't want to wear. I don't do things that I don't want to do. So we're going to change it, and I'm going to show you how I do that today. For reference here, that is just barely larger than the palm of my hand. That is too small. Here we are to the sketching stage. This one usually takes the longest for me when it comes to actually drawing things because I have to label top, bottom, left, right, forward, backward, what kind of fabric I'm using, how much time it's going to take. I am very, very in-depth when it comes to my sketches in general because that stuff is not stored in my brain for long. I need a reference every now and then. With this one, I wanted to do something pleated and more ratty, so it has that boho beachy look. And I found my fabric. It was a 5-minute trip, which I love 5-minute trips. And we brought it home and we got ready. All right, got me some draped Rylon kind of fabric here. I am not taking the selvage edge off. That is staying there. I am not ironing this fabric because I like the wrinkliness of it. The whole idea behind this kind of fabric is that it's worn. It looks like it was torn off of a piece of a sail. That's the kind of theme we're going for here. So I want to pleat this upward and have a diagonal pleat going and then place the shells over top at an angle here to keep that oceany vibe but still have more coverage here because this again is not enough for me. So I fold these corners here just to get an idea of exactly what I want to do. I don't cut anything until I find out what I want to do. I also eyeball things most of the time, which I don't encourage new people to do. Take your time to learn the methods before you start having your own method because you will cut corners and be unhappy with projects that you make. As I'm pleating here, I want to start at this corner and bring it all the way to the other side as this is going to wrap around me in a tie-off sense. So this is kind of what the idea is like. I have no time to sew, so we're going to glue it. I found where I'm going to cut it off, so I'll take that part off and add it to the strap on the back. I'm just cutting out about 3 inches off this for that side strap that goes over the top. I'm loving the rattiness, and there's kind of that back part. And I have the whole thing twisting in the back, so I'll have to secure that in a second, but I'm loving it so far. I looked at it for too long, and now I hate it. So we're going back to bandeau that's pleated, not off the shoulder, just placing the shells here. This is just cuter, simpler, goes better with my body type. At this point, I just started going hog wild with cutting it while it's on my body because that's easier for me to visualize. I also hate using a mannequin because my body changes so much, so this is just how I kind of get around that because it's hard having something so big to store when I myself am just wandering around anyway. This look was really hard for me today. I kept stopping and saying, I hate it. I need to stop doing that because I do like it. It's just not exactly perfect, and not everything I make is perfect. So I'm trying to learn to be happier with what I am doing. My problems in the beginning were the way the seam was going, and I didn't check the grain before I bought the fabric, which you're supposed to do. So I was pulling diagonal pleats on a straight grain. Not gonna work, just a whole mess here. And I kind of sped around it because I'm not sewing this. I don't have time, and the texture is like gauze, so you can just tear off the glue and start over and over again. So that was a nice backup plan that I had for myself. However, I'm happy with the way it ended up, and even though the off-the-shoulder part took more time, I'm still happier with the thing that took less time and less effort, even though it's not as much as I had given to the last project. And you should be able to feel that way too, because crafting is hard, making projects is hard, being an artist is hard. It's okay. I don't do philosophy, but I feel like you get what I'm saying there.